People think they have me figured out, but I'm always a wild card. The crown is heavy, darling, so just leave it where it belongs.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Unfortunately, I couldn't, push out this video as early as I would have wanted, and a part of me is a bit glad I didn't. So I'm trying to. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be recapping The Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine's latest episode. It's Tuesday, 1 a.m. Eastern Time. This is probably the latest I've put out a video, and I was trying to put it out on Sunday night or Monday morning, but unfortunately I have to work. I have a full-time job that I go to, and I have to get up in the morning to go. So it's been a lot, trying to find this sweet balance. But I love doing this. This is something I've always wanted to do. So I really don't want to get lazy or feel like the obstacle is getting to me and then stop, right? So I was supposed to record this on Sunday. I couldn't because I was just tired after the show, and I had to wake up early on Monday for work. And then Monday I got back and the Emmys were on literally an hour after I got home. So I'm like, okay, I need to watch the Emmys. And in a way, I'm glad that I did, because then I went on Twitter and I saw that Candiace Bassett had kind of posted bullshit on Twitter. We're going to talk about that. And kind of made me be happy that I had not even recorded the video, because I was like, great, now I can include this to the video, because it all ties into this week and somewhat next week's episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac, right? So without further ado, let's start, right? All right, thank you. Okay, so The Real Housewives of Potomac, this episode, we just have to give one big clap. We're no longer in Austin, Texas, hallelujah, because I don't know why we're in Texas for, I don't know how many episodes, and they were all just, aside from obviously Robin's whole situation, it was just really, really bad. I don't even want to talk about it so long, but anyways, Mia, Gordon, Robin, and Juan go to learn how to cook, how to make pasta, and this is an interesting, duo, Mia and Robin. I could picture them being friends, even though I don't think it would last, because Mia runs her mouth, so I don't think it would be a long friendship. But it was kind of nice to see them try to bond on quote unquote being fucked over by your friend, right? When it has to do with money and trusting people with money, and then unfortunately they're committing suicide after they've basically wronged you, right? We see them making pasta, and in the process of making pasta, Mia being Mia, Mia asks these questions look, we have to give Mia something. Mia is not faced by anybody. She would ask anybody any question that she needs to ask. It might be stupid. We might insult her online. And I know everybody says, oh, Mia is a liar. Allegedly, I believe that Wendy's more of a liar than Mia is, but that's story for another day. Anyways, Mia is basically talking to Robin, and they're all talking about the fact of what had happened to them, and then Mia brings up the Canada girl, right? And and Juan is such a bad liar, because he starts stammering and he's like, yeah, I paid for it. And Mia's like, yeah, you can pay for it over the phone. It doesn't make sense as a married man for you to say, hey, you know what, I have this friend that is stranded. Hey, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the hotel when I know that my wife has been on TV for almost 8 years now. And then it's just so stupid and messy and doesn't even make sense. But allegedly, it is what it is, right? Allegedly, it did not happen. Whatever Juan and Robin say is what we all have to believe, because we don't know, right? No one knows. It's all between Robin, Juan, and the lady. In fact, Robin is not even there. It's between Juan and the lady. Anyways, Mia tells Juan, why didn't you just say over the phone? And then he's like, I went there. She's like, well, now you've learned your lesson not to do that again. And it's like, oh yeah, there won't be a next time. Which is there'd better not be. And I liked that Mia said it to his face, because it's something that I don't even think Wendy can do, or even Ashley, or even Candiace. These ladies won't do it. They can say it, behind, one's back, but they're not going to say face to face. So it was good that Mia said it, and they don't even have that relationship, right? We can understand Giselle saying it, they have that relationship, but not Mia. So it was good to see that Mia is not faced by anybody. She'll say what she wants to say. Anyways, Karen talks to Ray about like she wants to have the SAs. We all know what SA is. It's so crazy how many people have been affected by this. Like, oof, like we have to do so much better for like our kids coming, because it's crazy out here, and I think it's even worse now that there's social media. Crazy people are out there, guys. Like crazy unhinged human beings are out there. Bad people. We really need to take care of our kids and even ourselves as well, because I don't think these predators care about your age. A predator is a predator, like straight up. Anyways, Karen talks to Ray about it and says, she wants to invite the whole ladies, and Ray's like, are you sure these ladies can can get it together for one night? She's like, don't worry, they will. It's an important event, and we see that they did, right? And then we get to Wendy. Now, I really sat and watched this Wendy scene twice because I wanted to see for myself, and I still maintain what I said last time. Wendy is lying, and her mom is a bad liar as well. Now, this is the problem that I have with Wendy. Wendy is just rehearsed. Like every scene, I haven't seen a true clean scene with Wendy. To me, Wendy just feels always, it's just fake. No, it's just like, I don't want to even use the word fake. It's just rehearsed. Like, all right, Eddie, kids, we're about to film, action. So all of a sudden this season she's Catholic, and then she's winning the sign of the cross. I'm like, girl, we've never seen a true storyline from Wendy, and everyone is ready to go and like kill Giselle and Ashley, and everybody like, oh my god, what's your storyline? Oh my god, what is Wendy's storyline? Her daughter did her christening, okay, and then this season is communion, and then what's the other thing? She's Catholic. What's Wendy's? Wendy has not even had storyline, if we're talking about storylines. But anyway, just going back to this episode, Wendy and her mom is just so rehearsed. Like, it's like, mommy, remember what I said, right? You don't know this girl, you don't know this, you don't know this. Action. Literally. And, oh my god, by the way, we find out that Wendy has a brother. Same way we found out that Giselle had a sister. Like, why don't we see you guys' family? You guys are weird as hell. Why haven't you seen them? We're not going to like stalk them, but like, let's know your family, right? Anyways, Wendy's mom comes, Wendy's mom sits down, right? And then Wendy's like, so, how you feeling? And, it started with the surgery. Now, this surgery, everything. I still think that Wendy brought up the surgery to deflect, to make it, my mom is sick, and this girl is actually insulting my mom. And I like that Candiace actually brought out the distinction that, baby, your mom can be sick, but it has nothing to do with the accusations. But anyways, surgery, no surgery, just your parents, your sibling, anyone you care about being sick, you will be freaking out. So I can understand why she was freaking out for the 10-minute surgery, 5-minute surgery. It doesn't even matter what. Your mom is sick, your mom is sick. So I can understand that. And then she brings up the whole NECA situation. Whew. Okay. Now, this is the part that everything changes for me. When her mom said, Libya is like a daughter to me. And look, I'm Nigerian. Nigerian mothers are not going to say that unless it's someone that's been to their house, has eaten their food, has slept in their house. They're like this. For your Nigerian mother to call someone, she's like a daughter to me, that means that person has been a friend to the family. That person has eaten bread with the family. Like, they've welcomed you in. You've been to family functions. Like, they really treat you. Nigerian parents are not going to call any random person, a daughter to me. No. Very few people are like a daughter to a Nigerian parent. So the friendship or the closeness is real. So what I understand from this is that now Wendy's mom saying, Lebe is like a daughter to me. But Lebe and Wendy's sister, Ivy, had a falling out. So Wendy's sister and Lebe were close, right? And through that closeness, this is my belief now, through that closeness, Lebe came into the family, and Wendy's mom embraced her, and also Wendy. That's why we see when Wendy was talking about Lebe being like, basically the epitome of a black Nigerian woman that she loves, that, honors her culture and things like that at her daughter's christening, right? So if Wendy's mom is saying, now they were close, Lebe and Ivy, now they had it falling out. And Wendy's mom is saying, Lebe was like a daughter to me. And I called her. Now, I was assuming, okay, she probably called her about the falling out. Now, what we don't know is that, was that falling out due to NECA? Did they have a falling out prior to that? That's what we don't know. That's like a piece of the puzzle that is missing. Because if Wendy's mom is saying, so I called Lebe to talk about the fact, like, and then from there, you're talking about other things. It looked very... And then she said, I don't know this girl. Ineka never said you spoke to her. What Ineka said was the mom had spoken to Lebe and Lebe had told Ineka. And while Lebe was telling Ineka, the mom got on a call with Lebe so Ineka could hear the call. I believe that's what she said. But the mom wasn't talking to Ineka directly. And that was why we saw Lebe talking to Ineka and her husband, basically repeating what the call was with Wendy's mom. So it's not like Ineka ever says she knows Wendy's mom. It's Lebe saying, whoa, this is what Wendy's mom said about you. Basically, Wendy told her sister that you're trying to get on the show using their name. And then, of course, the family is pissed because I feel like, and I think the fans as well, feel like Wendy wanted to be the only Nigerian on the show. Or she just wanted a situation where she's like, why do I have to be the one introducing the Nigerian girl? Let someone else introduce her. Don't use my name. Don't tell them you know me. If you want to get on the show by your own merit. And then, so Wendy's pissed. Wendy tells her sister. The sister is pissed. The sister is telling Lebe. Now Lebe and the sister have an argument. Then the mom comes in as well. That's what I think happened. But hey, we'll never know at the reunion. And I'm hoping at the reunion, it just gets ironed out. But to me, it feels like Wendy's lying, deflecting, and just rehearse as usual. So, whatever. We get to Giselle. Giselle is a grace. Now, everyone can testify that Giselle is her best when she's with her kids. And I know everyone is like, oh my God, why do you like Giselle? I love Giselle. Look. I love Giselle. I've always loved Giselle since season 1, episode 1 of Potomac, and it's not going to change. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am a Green Eye Bandit fan. I love her so much. Like, I don't know. I love her. I'm sorry. In fact, I can't even apologize anymore. So what? I love Giselle. Okay? It is what it is. Anyways, Giselle was taking, and Grace looks so much like Giselle. I never noticed you when they had the confessional. So beautiful. She takes Grace to the defense class, Obviously, she's sending her daughter out to college. She's scared. Her kid has always been under her roof. So now this is the first time, the kid is leaving the nest. Very, very sensible that she's worried and takes her to that kind of self-defense class and things like that. Which we'll get to what Candiace did on Twitter later on. Like, I'm going to end on that. Anyways. We see a little clip of that. That was fun. We see Ineka and Candiace, they go to lunch. To me, it's obvious that Candiace knows she's out of the show. And I saw Carlos King's video on YouTube. If you don't know Carlos King, he has this podcast / YouTube. So his opinion on Potomac this season, he's like, okay, they're trying to ice Candiace out. Well, are they trying to ice Candiace out, or does Candiace really not have any ally on the show? I feel like after the Monique situation, Candiace was like, you know what? If I'm going to be getting my ass whooped on this show, fuck everyone. I'm just going to treat this as a job. And I'm going to use this platform to get what I want, which is my music career. And I think that's what Candiace was doing. That's why you notice this season, they're not really showing anything about her music, because Bravo is like, we promoted your music as long as we, as far as we can. We're not pushing your music anymore. If you notice, we're not seeing so much about her music anymore. At the beginning we did, but we're not seeing anything again. And I think that's purposely on Bravo's side. They don't want to push her music as much as they did before. So I think that's what I think is happening. And because she doesn't have any true ally on the show, right? She's no longer friends with Giselle. She's no longer friends with Robin. She's never been friends with Ashley. She's really not friends with Wendy and Karen. She and Wendy are just acting friends because what else are they going to do? Karen is not their friend. It's obvious. They don't hang out outside the show. It's just for the show. Because Karen is... I view Karen as someone that's like, hey, I don't want anyone to get fired. Complains about the show. She complains about the producers. She's complaining and complaining. It's like, okay, if you're always complaining, what are you doing on the show then? But I'll talk about this later. I don't want to rant so much about Candiace now. But anyways, Candiace is having lunch with Nneka. And obviously, she's only having lunch with Nneka because she knows that she's already getting iced out. She needs another ally on the show. So it's Nneka. And I actually think that she and Nneka could actually be friends. I actually think so, because it seems that they genuinely liked each other, right? They have the lunch, and Candiace is saying, you know what, I want to know you independent of Wendy, but like obviously I had to kind of talk to Wendy first because I don't want to like, ruffle any feathers. I don't want to ruffle any feathers, things like that. And Nneka is like, you know what, do you, it's fine. I want us to have our own friendship independent of Wendy. I saw on social media people were like pissed. Oh my God, the betrayal. And I'm like, what you guys mean? She's trying to save her job. You think she's stupid? She's not stupid. She knows that she's getting iced out. And I don't even think she's getting iced out purposely. I think it's because Candiace is not ready to let the situation go. She's trying to make it a storyline again this season, and Giselle is not having it. I think the next thing was really just the event itself. Mia gets, emotional, and she reveals to us that, something had happened with Jacqueline's ex-boyfriend. They're all chilling together and Jacqueline left and something happened. And she kind of never forgave Jacqueline and, would never seize an opportunity to kind of punish her once in a while. And I think it's unfortunate. But I saw online, I think they're friends now. All right, so I want to talk a bit about what happened tonight on social media, and then we'll go to marital medicine. So I want to read the tweet out and then we'll talk about it, okay? Give me a second. So she tweets this around like 8 hours ago. It's triggering to watch a woman who's accused someone of SA speaking about SA. I'm tired. I'm actually very tired. A thread. A thread is when you have multiple tweets underneath it, right? Full context. I haven't seen the episode yet, but I saw the clip of some of us speaking about our personal experiences with SA. I'm grateful to those in our friend group who were courageous enough to share their story. I also read some of the comments, and as horrifying and embarrassing and frightening as it can be to talk about your own experience, I'm grateful that based on the comments that I've read, that shattering the silence can liberate some of you. It's also liberating for me to know that I'm not an alien in my own personal story of what happened to me. So thank you. Now this is where it gets to Giselle. People who manipulate words and blatantly misuse the English language to insinuate that anyone essayed them is criminal. He made me go into a hotel room, yet another iteration of her essay insinuations, that she would now sit and speak as if she's an advocate of essay awareness is morally corrupt and criminal. Also referring to Giselle. I'm triggered and I'm tired. I'm tired and I'm not allowing it to slide or slip through the cracks. RHOP, hashtag RHOP. Now, where do I start from? Candiace is a liar. Like, roll the freaking tape at this point. Like, roll the freaking tape. Okay? I know what Giselle said. Like, Giselle, this is a problem. She said different things. We all know. But it all stemmed down to one word. And that word was uncomfortable. Now, the first time we heard of this was when Giselle had told Robin, right? And she told Robin, and Robin said in her confession that yes, Giselle actually opened up to me the moment it happened. And I felt like, okay, he didn't touch you. He just made you uncomfortable because you were alone in the room. And from Giselle's point of view, she's single. She's someone that everyone has been saying, where's your man? Where's your man? And then she's alone with a married man. Now, she uncomfortable? It's her feeling. She says she was. Did she say he touched her? No. Did she say he said anything to her that was inappropriate? No. It was just a feeling that she had as a woman, like, what are we doing alone in this hotel room? You know what? Let's leave. And that was exactly what she said. And she told that to Candiace. And Candiace said, did he touch it? And she said, no, I just felt uncomfortable. Now, Candiace was pissed in the beginning because she felt like, why are you saying this on national TV? Because you know this is going to, destroy my husband. And that's very understandable because if you have a friendship, you can come to me before the cameras are rolling. So that's fine. But you cannot come and twist the words over and over and over. And it's getting annoying. And then that was what she said initially, right? And now when she talked about it with Robin and Ashley, now this is where everything changed because Ashley came with her own story and Ashley's like, well, Deborah told me this as well. And Giselle is like, oh, okay. They all ran with it. Now, they're all running with it based on everything that Deborah also said. Deborah, whatever. Because she said, he was looking at me, he was trying to holler at me, which we also did not happen. But Giselle always talked to her story, and her story has always remained same. He told me, let's go into the room. I stepped into the room, and I'm like, I shouldn't be alone with this married man. I'm out. I felt uncomfortable. We left. And that was it. Now, where in this whole scenario did Giselle say he committed, essay? He was about to essay me. He was like, come on, you cannot be using these words. Like, you are the same person that sat at that reunion. Even when Giselle was at the reunion and Andy was like telling her like, what happened? And she kept saying, he made me feel. And Chris said, if I made you feel any type of way, sorry about that. And Giselle also said, look, I'm sorry that I obviously ran with it. She apologized at the reunion. She apologized at Ultimate's girls trip. This is the Real Housewives. If you know you cannot take an apology, leave. We can't do this anymore. Like, I'm done. As a fan, I'm done. Worse things have been said, and we've all moved on. Now, because why I'm upset about this, and I'm actually pissed, and why I'm upset about this is because, if you guys remember, when the show was still filming, Chris and Candiace came online and said, oh my God, they're going to make this season about my husband. They're trying to say my husband did something to them. Oh my God, oh my God. And the fan base were like, oh my God, Giselle. And everybody was already going at Giselle even before we saw the season. So everyone was already at Chris's side. And then the season aired, it was the same. Everyone was on Chris's side. Some of us were on Giselle's side in the sense of like, okay, she fucked up. I could see the fuck up in Giselle. I'm like, okay, babe, you said that, but you should have said it off camera, but we're producing a show. Okay, that's fine. Is it bad? Yes. You fucked up your friendship. However, she never said he did any. She always said he never even touched me. He never even touched her. Like, it was just sometimes you can be in an uncomfortable situation with someone that you're like, this doesn't look good, I'm out. So it's very, very sensible for Giselle to say that. Candiace, you were not there. Like, I'm sick and tired of you twisting the story over and over and over again. You sat at that reunion, and then you brought up the whole fucking colorist bullshit again. And I'm sorry to anyone listening, but, like, the people who have the colorist situation on that cast is Candiace. We've been watching Housewives for how many years now? I know that there have been other shows that have had the whole colorist thing. I know that. But I'm talking about Housewives itself now. The Real Housewives of Potomac, exactly. We've been watching it for 8 seasons now. We never had a colorist situation in season 1. Never. We never had that in season 2. Candiace was on the cast. We never had it when Wendy was there at the beginning. And Wendy was friends with this so-called colorist, right? And all of a sudden, everything changed over in season 4. And we all know that there's anyone that has gotten more flack on that show is Giselle and Ashley. The way the fans beat on them, and beat on them, and beat on them. If it's not Giselle's outfit, it's Ashley's husband. Like, let's not act all like, you know, that's what's been happening as far as Potomac is concerned. I've never seen a time when I'm watching Potomac that the fan base hates Candiace. The only thing that the fan base doesn't like about Candiace is the way she insults people. When you want to insult people, you need to think of your own life. And I'm sorry to say, every single thing that Candiace has said that has been so horrible, it's actually happening to her now. Like, it's so hard. Like that. If you like, this is where your words become your own problem and your own enemy. You went at Ashley and the fact that Ashley wanted a kid, and you went after her, and you went after her, and I went after her. Now a scene of you crying, say you want a baby. I hope you can see how horrible it was when Ashley was trying to have a baby and you were beating down on her. Hopefully you can look at that retrospect and be like, damn, I fucked up. Because I don't know if Candiace has that brain to think that far. Same with Giselle. Oh my God, she insulted her uterus. This is someone that's had kids, twins. So her uterus is obviously working because it's multiplying. Now you're trying to have kids. It's like, you need, like, when you're insulting someone, this is Housewives. Like, insult their money, insult their house, insult, stupid things. You don't want to go for things that are way too personal. But that was what Candiace did. You did all that at the okay, first of all, you did that all before the show started airing. Candiace was going in on Giselle. The fan base was loving it because everyone hates Giselle. Whatever. It starts airing, same thing. We all hate Giselle. No problem. We get to Ultimate Girls Trip. It's all hate, Candiace is still, I hate on the Giselle train. I hate Giselle. Okay. Giselle apologized. The reunion was so hard to watch. It was so hard to even root for Candiace because of the vitriol, like the wickedness in her voice. I don't care. I don't care if you feel like I'm an assassin in the way I speak. No. Go learn from Kenya. You can actually shade someone with class. You don't have to go for the jugular every freaking time. Look at Karen. You can shade someone without going for like the darkest things. But then she went. She's like, you're rotten uterus. You're this, you're that, you're this. And Giselle sat. And Giselle took every single thing. Because we all know Giselle can't shade. And Giselle apologized. And apologized. And I don't even know how many times this lady apologized. But oh my God, I wouldn't even apologize like that. But she did. She tendered this apology. It was done. She tendered it. It was done. And then everything ends. And we get Juan Dixon and Robin's situation. And Candiace gets on that shit again. And she's like, oh, imagine. They were going to hide the story only for them to talk about my husband. No, babe. No normal person would say, oh my God, my husband cheated. So you know what? Bravo. Hey. Come. Film. No one's going to do it. Someone else has to call it out. Giselle is not going to do it because you're close. So that was for one of you to do and none of you did it. Don't hate them that they know how to play the game. Don't hate the players, hate the game. And then you come and now you piggy bank on it and then you're asking, now Robin's husband just got fired. We all know, yeah, you can all hate one, whatever, I don't care. I don't even like him sometimes, so I don't care. I don't even want him to ever film because he's just a very, very, very horrible scene partner at this point. But whatever. We all find out that one is getting fired for unrelated issues, right? What do? You call for Bravo to also fire Robin. You and your freaking husband. You wanted her to be demoted or fired. And then you come on this season and you're like, oh, friends. What? You are not friends. Friends don't want other friends to be fired. Okay? And all the time, we all saw this and there's so many clips. Robin was always on your side. She always told Giselle, hey, he didn't touch you. He didn't say anything. Let it go. And she told Chris and Candiace at that sit down, it's okay. Like, it's not that deep. You know, I believe you guys, obviously, because she said nothing happened. It's just taken way overboard, which we all know that's what happened. And it's Housewives, so you make a mountain out of a molehill. Now, obviously, you want to go against Robin, and you want to beat on her when the show is not airing, and then now you want to come out and start your fake crocodile annoying tears. I don't even whenever she starts crying, I just fast forward because I'm like, bye. And now you come again on Twitter and you're doing the same thing. There are two things that Candiace is trying to achieve. She wants to force Bravo's hand to fire Giselle. And then two, she wants them to cast the show around her. But babe, it's not going to work because you're not a model employee. You're always on Twitter. You're always bashing the producers. Baby, go and ask them. Once you do all these things, you're just on your way out. And you're not even friends with the cast in real life or even on the show. Giselle never complains, right? Giselle is never on Twitter. You would never see Giselle on Twitter tweet anything against any of them. You would never see that. And Giselle, you guys already know. She has friends on the show. She actually has friends on the show. So tell me how you're doing all these things and you're like, I'm not going to keep... What was that thing she said? I need to get it because I want to get her like word for word. What's that word? The last word. She said, I'm triggered and I'm tired and I'm not allowing it to slide or slip through the cracks. You haven't even seen the episode. What are you triggered by? What exactly you're triggered by someone saying, I don't want anything to happen to my daughter, so I'm taking her to a self-defense class? Are we all... What is wrong with this lady? And I'm so glad, I'm not going to read so much of the comments, but like someone said, she never accused him of SA, stop with the lies. Another person said, girl, you called Ashley a survival of SA a bad wench. Please keep it moving. If Giselle is this or that, why was your husband in the hotel room alone drunk with her venting about you? Start there. Stop manipulating what she said. She never accused your husband of SA. She simply said she was uncomfortable being alone with him and she's entitled to feel that way. Another person said, I'm tired of this narrative that Giselle insinuated that Chris essayed her. Girl, bye. As a viewer, I never got the feeling that Giselle was saying anything of the sort. Just that her being alone with your husband in the room made her uncomfortable. Period. Someone said this is why she's getting kicked off the show because she cares more about the Twitter support than coming to a resolution with her castmates. Still screaming about the same topic from a different season. If you hate her, just ignore her. And that's true. The problem that Candiace is having is that, oh my God, Twitter is beaming her up. You guys are beaming her up all the way to the unemployment line. I hope you know that. Because that's what's going to happen. You guys keep building these people up for them to do nonsense and they lose their jobs. Because Candiace truly cares more about, oh yeah, I'm going to be, like I'm a don on Twitter, like yes. Instead of you to be like, you know what, worse things have been said. You yourself have said horrible things to Ashley. Horrible things. But hey, all that is water under the bridge. Because you need to move on. And for this storyline of the whole Chris situation, that from the very beginning, even before we had the privilege of seeing the season, you and your husband already went online to sort of debunk everything. So there was never a time for it to actually affect your husband's work. Because I know someone tweeted that, oh, it affected her husband's work. Why would she talk about it? It never did. Chris wasn't employed. He wasn't employed. COVID affected him. He was not employed. Or if anything, he should actually be getting jobs. Because even the person that you are saying said this and said that, she said he didn't touch her. He didn't. Why are we having this freaking annoying conversation over and over again? You guys are just Twitter. You guys are beaming this girl up. Keep building her up to the unemployment line. Because she's not worried about like, oh, you know what? I need to resolve this. Because what you're meant to do this season is sit down with Giselle. Resolve it. You don't have to be friends with Giselle. You can treat her the way you treat Ashley. Then move on. But instead, anytime she tries to, she wants to bring it up, but Giselle is like, I'm not giving you shit this season. Do your worst. Like, Giselle is like, I'm ready to sit at the last line away from Andy, just not to give you anything to talk about this season. Let's go. And you can see that she wants to trigger Giselle into like responding so it becomes a thing. And I'm happy that Giselle is not giving it to her this season. So what does she do? Every opportunity, even when it has nothing to do with Giselle, i.e. the whole situation with Robin. Babe, if you want to be friends with Robin, be friends with Robin. Has nothing to do with Giselle. And I see the preview of next week's episode, and she's like, the reason why we're not friends is because of you and Giselle. Robin is like, look, I feel like you and Giselle were in cahoots. Robin is like, if you think that, why you sit that here? Why would Robin be in cahoots with whatever you think that was planned, but then be with you at every lunch, always taking your side, always saying, you know what, I believe you and Chris, it's okay, it's being blown out of proportion. What else do you want, Candiace? And then you guys are saying, oh my God, Giselle is spoiling the show. No, she's not. This show is about friends. You need to be able to resolve shit. And it's not about icing anybody out. It's not about that. If she's apologized and she's not taking that apology, what do you want Giselle to do? Fan base, tell me, is this something I'm missing? Because on a normal day, if I apologize to you 2 million times and you don't take my apology, baby, I'm leaving you alone. Do you? I'm not going to give you anything to worry about. I'm not giving you anything to talk about. I'm just not going to pay you. I'm just going to pay you dust. Anyways, I think that's all for Real Housewives of Potomac because I don't want to go over and over again.
People think they have me figured out, but I'm always the wild card. The crown is heavy, darling, so just leave it where it belongs.